podcast. From the DDS Studios, we are your hosts, Blake and Bradley Newberry, Matthew Parker. Well, he's got the night off. Brad, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to be grading some AFC South teams. Tell us what else we're going to be doing tonight.
God, we're going to have some burning hot topics. We're going to touch on Super Wild Card Weekend. But first, we're going to get some perspectives from other people. It's Absolutely. Not just me and you anymore.
It's not just about us.
Titans
Nation.
Nation.
It's not just about us.
Raider Nation.
People want to be heard, and this is their platform.
Yes.
But before we get started, guys, down below, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Give us a rumble on Rumble. Follow us on all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at DDS Sports Talk. And you can download all the audio versions of these podcasts on your favorite podcasting platform. Newberry, tell me who it is that we are going to be talking to first.
We have a lost Titans fan from way out in the state of Utah. He's closer to Las Vegas now in the black hole with the Raiders. It's my classmate from 1999, wiffle ball extraordinaire, Mr. David Cooper. Thank you for joining us.
Gentlemen, thanks for having me today.
I can tell you the word gentleman is not used very much around these parts.
He knows.
But we appreciate the thought.
He's being nice.
Absolutely.
He knows the real me.
All right. Well, Newberry, go ahead and give him an idea of what we're going to be doing here, and let's get it kicked off.
So we're going to go around to a couple of different people here, but just wanted everyone to hear other perspectives of this AFC South that we've been talking about all year long. And Cooper, I'll tee it up for you, man. We're going to start right at the bottom.
Oof.
Right at the very bottom, the Houston Texans. This squad, as many of us predicted, LovieSmith, one and done. He had no chance all year, Coop.
Yeah, the Texans are just a dumpster fire, to say the least. I mean, they were expected to be bad. They were bad. And they don't even get the second year in a row. They don't give their coach more than 1 year to try to turn things around.
No, that front office is poor, to say the least.
I mean, why is it that everybody saw this coming? Why is that? I don't understand. Coop, I mean, so LovieSmith, one and done, and they can't even tank right? Did that play into your grade?
Well, honestly, there's some people that think they might have fired LovieSmith just for winning that last game.
I wouldn't doubt
the number one pick.
Yeah.
Now it's going to go to Chicago for the Bears.
Yeah.
I honestly think the players rose up because of LovieSmith. They probably love that guy. They love Lovie.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to win this game, to hell with the office.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you can give them a grade anything other than F. I can't think of a redeeming quality.
It was
wide receiver, quarterback, running back, defense. It all needs a lot of work.
It was supposed to be their rookie running back, Damian Pierce from Florida, was supposed to be one of the bright spots, but he got injured too.
Yeah.
So.
He showed some flashes. He started to look good, and he was carrying the whole load for the team. And then, like you said, he got hurt.
Did you, from afar, like the two quarterback thing, or did that just look college-esque?
It never works.
It never works.
I would argue almost that is them trying to tank. They have to know that's not working in the NFL. They have to. There's no way. No way.
I really don't know how they thought Davis Mills was going to come in and, from the start, be the answer. They saw what he could do last year, and they decided to roll with him again this year.
All I know is that guy's got one impressive neck. That's all I can say about that.
Jeez.
All right, Cooper. So you got
a solid F.
Solid F. Solid.
All right.
And you know what? That deserves a bomb.
A little Cooper bomb.
Yeah, little Cooper bomb there. All right.
All right. Moving on to this team is no better. If any team deserves an F- because of preseason expectations, Cooper, I present to you the strangeness of the Indianapolis Colts with all these buddy head coaches. The owner has lost his marbles. Matt Ryan, what do you think?
I give the Colts a D+. I gave them on the plus side of the D because there are
Wait. Plus side of the D. Sorry, I had to point that out.
there are redeeming qualities that they have. Their wide receivers look good. They have a great all-pro running back. Their defense looks pretty good. The problem with the Colts is the same thing the Texans have. They can't get the quarterback right. Since Andrew Luck just up and retired on them, they've gone through like 9 quarterbacks in like 3 years.
There's no doubt. And they even had Nick Foles there this year too.
My goodness. I mean, they've gone Carson Wentz, Nick Foles, Matt Ryan. I mean, how many more washed up has-beens can they find?
Oh, there'll be another one this year.
I do not doubt it. I do not doubt it.
Maybe Derek Carr.
There you go. I'm like, I was about to ask you.
You heard it here first.
You heard it from Cooper first.
Cooper, of all people, dropping the bomb there.
I mean, Las Vegas has made it clear they don't want him back.
They don't. I think Carr will be somewhere. Man,
yeah.
I think we said it last week on this show that could it be Tom Brady? Is the belle of the ball for the Las Vegas Raiders?
I don't think so. I think Tom Brady might be heading out to Las Vegas.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought you were talking about going to Indianapolis.
No, Brady to Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that. I thought you were saying
no, he ain't going to Indy.
That's why I was like,
no, the Raiders.
All right, D+ here for the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay,
where are we going next?
I guess the team that came in second, the Tennessee Titans. Their story is injuries, of course, just like last year. Fired a GM, and then lost the winning end game in Duuuval. What do you think about their overall season?
I give them a C. Middle of the road. When their quarterback is healthy, they can compete. They're not flashy. They have a future Hall of Fame running back. Their defense is incredible. In that fourth quarter of that game against the Jags, you know how many yards of offense the Jags' offense had?
Was it 3?
-1 yards.
Oh, that's right. I forgot because he took the knee. You're right.
Yep.
He took the knees.
And they were able to win the game.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with that. The Titans right now are reeling. There's no getting around it.
We're going to discuss it later.
We're going to get into more depth in that.
But his grade is fair. But the problem is
maybe too fair.
People are afraid that they're going to be stuck in the middle at a C. Like they'd rather them just be really bad, to get good, or just be good. But if they're going to be stuck at C, that's a problem.
I don't think they'll be stuck at C. I'll get into my opinion.
Well, here's the problem the Titans have. They have Derrick Henry who's getting older. How many more years can you expect to rely on Derrick Henry to have 300 carries a season? Do you go ahead and try to blow it up now? Do you try to package your 11th pick in the draft and say a Derrick Henry or a Jeffrey Simmons and try to persuade the Bears to trade out of that number 1 pick? You go get the quarterback you want.
I don't think there's nobody. There's not a quarterback in this draft that I give 2 flying shits about.
Kentucky, Will Levis.
No, not even close. I won't watch the entire 2023-2024 season.
Honestly, part of the problem Titans have is they're tied to Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
With his contract, they can't cut him, so he's going to be on their team next year, or they're going to eat like $20 million in dead cap space. So they're stuck with him.
Yeah, well, and again, I'm not going to get too far into this, but I don't know that that's such a horrible thing if they can get better protection in front of him. When he has decent protection, he produces top 10 numbers. So he's not the world's greatest quarterback, but he's not a bad quarterback. But he's not the guy that's going to win the game all by himself. I can tell you that.
We've seen that in the playoffs. He can lose it for you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But from afar, what was your initial reaction when you heard John Robinson was relieved of his duties?
Overall, I thought he had done a good job. But when you really look at some of his draft picks, they've just been head scratchers and they haven't panned out. And then you trade away your best wide receiver because you couldn't agree on a contract. And he showed you why this year in Philly, why he deserved all that money.
It's fair enough. These are things
I mean,
we've discussed already, but to hear it from
I know it's nice to
someone
hear
else.
that everybody else is catching on.
It's
nice
not
to
a
hear.
catch on.
I
It's
mean,
just it's not catching on.
I know it. Everybody knows
this
this.
is truth.
I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, you need playmakers, and they need. Mike Vrabel mentioned it. They need speed.
Yeah, we don't have any.
They're like I forget the stat, but they're like the only team in the NFL to not score more than 25 points in a game this year or something. They can't score the ball.
They haven't had 20 since October, I don't think.
Yeah.
But fair grade. I'm just afraid for your franchise if they get stuck in the middle. Then
I think they're going to go all or nothing here. It's going to be they're going to go all in. It's either going to blow up in their face or they're going to do great.
One more.
Their other problem before we move on is their offensive line. It's horrible.
No, it's terrible.
I mean, they had a lot of injuries, but I mean, if you look at what was it 1 or 2 years ago when they spent a first-round pick on that young gentleman out of Georgia,
it didn't play one snap.
They played 4 snaps. They were all on special teams.
But good Lord, how could you?
I don't like football.
How could you miss that bad? I don't understand. But yeah, I'll put the tag right here. You guys go click on this tag up here in the corner here. Check out our preseason predictions there. Parker and I were talking about that this offensive line better not get injured because the backups look terrible. We were talking about that all preseason, and lo and behold, look what happened.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It played a pivotal part in the Week 18 game in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
that reared its ugly head a couple of times. But the last team, of course, the AFC South champions, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I probably don't get to see them much. Not even people in Florida watch them much. But many thoughts. I know you're a fantasy football guy. ETN, Trevor, they're wide receivers. What do you think?
I drafted Trevor Lawrence on several of my fantasy teams this year. So I'm very well acquainted with the Jags. Now, yes, they won the division. Props for that. But at 8-9, was that their final record?
9-8.
9-8. You can't really give them a blazing starry grade for that finish. So I gave them a B minus.
All right. Fair enough.
They exceeded expectations because with what happened with Urban Meyer and how bad they looked, nobody expected much. And then Doug Peterson came in, made some necessary adjustments in the middle of the season, and they finished stronger than almost every team in the NFL to come back and win that division.
How did your fantasy teams do with Trevor Lawrence?
I was first and third in the money leagues that I'm in with him on it. So I actually drafted him and Justin Fields in both those leagues, and both of them panned out.
Brad had
Trevor
him
Lawrence
on the bench.
is making money for David Cooper.
Well, I mean, you never even played him all.
When I have Joe Burrow,
the bench.
I put him in spots.
Yeah, whatever in spots.
Just to rub it in.
Joe Burrow was off.
Fair grade. Fair grade. Do you have any other overall thoughts about the AFC South? And then we're gonna go try to find my younger brother here in just a minute.
Well, with the NFL, it all starts and ends with quarterback. And the reason 3 out of the 4 teams have looked so bad and got bad grades is they don't have a good enough solution at quarterback. Jacksonville is the only team that has the long-term solution in place at the quarterback position. And that's why they're going to probably win their fair share of division titles over the next 5 years until the other 3 can figure out what to do at quarterback.
I tend to be cautiously optimistic about that because I think a healthy Tannehill is probably better in some ways. But definitely both the Titans and the Jags have the Texans and the Colts chasing, and I love it.
Yeah, and Brad and I talked before, and I think that this year particularly put teams like Indianapolis and Houston light years behind the other two teams in the AFC South, particularly the Jaguars, because like you said, Cooper, they're the ones that have kind of the long-term solution at quarterback. And these other teams, I mean, the Titans have kind of a stopgap, if you will, for with Tannehill to hold them over for a while, but.
Well, and Tannehill's not a young buck either.
No, not at all. I mean, and he's shown kind of a little bit of the Tin Man syndrome going on. Now, being behind that offensive line, I can't really put too much of it on him just because if I'm getting rolled up on my ankles all the time, I guess I would probably be hurt too. But at the same time, it's going to be uphill sledding for the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts, and I could not be happier than anybody in this world than to see Indianapolis have a quarterback carousel start.
Well, and if you want to be a head coach, would you take the Texas job if it was offered to you?
No,
not
because I don't like the front office.
I mean, they've showed zero commitment to their head coaches.
I say no. I think I'd rather roll the dice at Indy.
Yeah,
if I'm a head coach.
Yeah, I think there's more to work with at Indy. Also, a lot of the things that Cooper mentioned. All right. Well, Cooper, we really appreciate you joining us. Appreciate your insight.
Don't be a stranger. Congratulations on being a dad for the 500th time.
baby number 4 on the way.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations for that.
Talk to you later.
Absolutely. All right. Guys, down in the comments, go ahead and tell us what you think of Cooper's grades. Were they fair? A lot was made. A lot of hate is going on out there right now about the Houston Texans.
Don't mind me. I'm calling our next guest.
Yeah, we're calling our next guest right now. But go ahead and leave your comments down there. Tell us what you think about his comments about Indianapolis. Was he a little bit too generous?
Yeah. There he is.
Joining us live.
Yes.
Joining us live.
Brother Brandon.
Yes, there he is.
You've
folks.
seen his great face before. On
Absolutely. This is totally non-biased Raider fan, Brother Brandon, joining us by phone to give his AFC South. He's giving us our AFC South grade, his AFC South grades. So here's what we're going to do, Brandon. We're going to be going down the list here, talking about the AFC South. Give us kind of your impression of the team and what you would give them as a grade overall this season.
Or like we doing like a letter grade?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're going back to school.
Yeah, school.
Are we doing them like in order, like 1, 2, 3, 4?
Hey, I'll give you the order. Don't you? No. We're not going to rank them 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to talk about a team, set it up on the T for you, and then you just give us some thoughts. And at the end, you'll assign them a letter grade.
Right.
Like a teacher. So the first one, we're going to start at the bottom of the AFC South with the Houston Texans. This is a squad that when we said at the preseason, when they hired poor old man LovieSmith, we said, man, this is one and done. They're going to treat Lovie bad. And by God, that's what they did, noob.
Right. No, yeah, he had no chance in hell in the second year. Then he really did seal his fate when he went out and won Week 18.
Do you think that was him? Do you think? Yeah. Do you think that was him giving the middle finger to management because maybe he knew he was on the way out?
Totally. It totally was. Because he could have tanked that game and gave them the first overall pick. But he's like, no, I'm going to win this game. Screw you guys. I'm out of here anyways. So bye.
And I was telling Blake, I think the players wanted to win for Lovie. It's like the players wanted to give management the middle finger too.
Yeah. No, I mean, Houston's been a bad organization since its existence.
Yeah.
If you were a head coach candidate, would you want to go there?
No. I mean, pay me, sure. Let me be an NFL coach, but my top pick? No.
All right. What would you give him a grade? Did you give the grade? I don't think I gave a grade yet.
No. We're just talking about how.
All right. What do you think? What do you think? ABCDF. What would it be here? Are they a complete failure, or are you going to give them a little bit of credit?
I'll give them a D.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're not a complete failure. Definitely bottom tier of the AFC South, obviously. But
which might be the bottom of the NFL.
It might be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
When you're picking second, about as low as it goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't see much. The one shining star that they may have had was their rookie running back, Damian Pierce, but he got hurt. So I mean, I don't.
Yeah, so
Everything
you
they
really take
have is young. So
right. So you really you can get a good look at him, really, truthfully.
Yeah. All right. So you gave him what, a D?
D.
Gave him a D.
Gave him
All
a D.
right.
So we're gonna go just a step above the Houston Texans, and we're going
Small
to Indianapolis, the Indianapolis Colts, and their story is Matt Ryan, Nick Foles, the owner wanting to hire his friends, the coach. What do you think about this organization?
It's bad. They were reaching for Matt Ryan to win now, and he's just not it. He's just not. I didn't think he was that great in Atlanta, and he showed me exactly what I thought he was here, and just not good. They're wanting to win now with him, and they just total bomb.
It's amazing how people from Utah to Tennessee, they have the same opinions and they don't listen to us. I mean,
No.
they're formulating their own opinions
No.
about these people.
I mean, we had Cooper on right before you, Brandon, and they have some pieces in Indianapolis that maybe somebody can do something with. They got a running back. They got at least a receiver, right? They got a halfway decent defense. What would you say would be a good overall grade or a suitable overall grade for this team?
Man, D+.
Oh, you're going a little step. All right.
You were much kinder
on the plus side
than
of
Cooper.
No, that's what Cooper said. The plus side of D.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Plus side of D. I forgot.
So Brandon's right there with him.
And I think that's because they have pieces. They're missing one or two.
They copy notes here. They're saying the same damn thing.
And I hate to say it, but I heard if Derek Carr goes somewhere, he's favored to go to Indy.
We literally just talked about this. The very thing with Cooper literally 2 minutes ago. It's amazing, folks. This must be where he's going. It's fate.
I mean, I would love to see him wreak havoc on the Titans for 2 games every year.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Not with that team.
Throw a couple of picks.
But what Carr? I mean, not to bring up the Raiders because I know we're not talking about the Raiders.
You can hold on. You better believe I was going to ask you about the Raiders before we let you go. You want to stick with the grades and then we'll get to the Raiders?
Yeah.
All right, we'll stick with it. Here, let's go to the team that earned second place in the AFC South, the Tennessee Titans. This is a team that, injuries again, and they fire a GM, and then the coach, in no particular terms, says the players suck, and the ownership says the players suck. Yeah. So what do you think about the Titans overall season?
I mean, the Titans overall as players, as a team goes, they were just riddled with injuries. So, I mean, that happens in football. As an organization, how it's run, bad. I don't know if that is a coaching fault or a message is coming down from the top. I don't know. I don't know where to put that blame because Titans should have been way better than what they were.
Yeah, but unanimously, it seems like everybody agrees that their offensive scheme was so bad and their offensive line was so bad. Oh. It's literally like you can't tell how fast the car is because all the tires are flat.
Right.
So it's kind of, I agree. It's hard to diagnose. I do feel pretty confident that we got a pretty damn good coach.
No, that's proven for sure.
Right. And maybe all of the firings, which we'll talk about here a little later, maybe that is the first step in him kind of taking a little more charge and things like that. But we'll see.
Is Tannehill your guy?
He has to be right now. Right now he is.
It's not Malik.
I think Malik.
It's not Dobbs.
No, I mean, I think,
no, definitely not.
And the thing is I think that Dobbs is a better backup than Malik. And I think that is an indictment on the Titans organization. And I mean, they have stunted any possible growth or possibility of Malik being any good anytime soon this year. Because I mean,
Is the NFL too fast for Malik?
I think that he can't. Well, I don't know right now.
Does he have
he
time to process what's going on before
he did not
decisions?
have the right guy to be trying to guide him into the NFL. It was trying to make Malik run an NFL pro style offense is like it's like putting a Ferrari in the kid pickup line. It just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Here was my thing with Malik, and anyone that would try to watch this at Liberty or wherever the hell he came from. I mean, this guy is the classic one read and then get the hell out.
Yeah.
The problem is that the Titans coaching staff, which they have addressed, they wanted him to stand in the pocket and try to read an NFL defense. There's no way he had no chance with that type of offensive.
So I mean, it's like I don't know how to judge Malik just because I don't know that he's even. I don't even know if he's on the right team. We'll just say it. I don't, would he flourish in an offense? It's more like a Baltimore offense where they're willing to let the quarterback run a little more.
Right.
But I don't know. We may not ever know.
What about a litter grade?
My first option, holy crap, it's not working out. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yeah.
He's looking at the slant. If it's covered, you roll out the way of the double team and you just pick up 5 yards and go.
Mm-hmm.
What's your letter grade for the Titans?
Oh, as a team.
No, this is the whole thing. The 2022 Titans get a.
Oh, Lord. I'll give them a B-.
All right.
I'm thinking as a team, very good. Unfortunately, they're riddled with injuries. The organization needs a revamp. Something needs to change.
B-.
Yeah. And that revamp might be on its way.
We got one more.
Yep.
We got to talk about the AFC South
AFC
champs.
South champions?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
There's
Ain't nobody getting out of Duuuval live in week 18.
No, I've told people that in the schedule release show, not just the AFC South predictions.
Who they got week 18 next year?
I will see. It'll be released in May, but 9-8
curtains for them in week 18. Whoever it is, it's curtains.
You better hope it's on the road. Put Jacksonville on the road week 18.
Curtains.
9-8 Jacksonville Jaguars, coming off of the embarrassing year with Urban Meyer. They bring in a real head coach and Doug Peterson. What do you as an outsider couldn't care about the Jag? What stands out to you?
The overall changes in Trevor Lawrence. I think he had a horrible rookie year. But then again, it's the situation. He had a horrible coach. He's a rookie getting thrown in the mix game one. And then he gets a good coach this year. He looked a little more relaxed this year. Him overall, I think his leadership definitely changed his team. And he's got some good weapons too.
We said many times, even last year, that he was the only adult at the press conference. Urban Meyer was a bitch.
Yeah.
And Trevor Lawrence was the adult at 22 last year.
Yeah.
He had no chance with Urban Meyer.
No. Well, I mean, I don't even think Trevor Lawrence respected him as a person, which I can't blame him. I think Urban Meyer,
but he would have never said it because that's his personality.
I know
he wasn't going to talk down to
I mean, he's not that guy. He's not that vocal guy that's going to do that. But God, what a piece of shit he had to come in the league and serve under. What a horrible human being.
He's out there kicking my kicker noob. He's out there.
He's kicking kickers. Man.
He's pinching the back of lady parts at his restaurant.
Pinching the back. Whatever, dude. He felt every crevasse south of her belt.
He went there to be in Florida and do all the Florida things and collect a paycheck from the Jaguars.
Oh, gee.
And that's exactly what he did.
Yep. Wow. Grand larceny. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Grand larceny.
Anything stand out? Anything else that you want to say about the team before signing agreed? Or is it just pretty much in a nutshell? They got a coach and it looks better.
I mean, I think they're turned around. I think the Jaguars-Titans rivalry will be fully renewed.
I hope so.
That'll be fun to watch over the coming years. Who's the Travis Etienne? Is that his name?
Yeah, running back.
I didn't know who he was, but he impressed me this year.
Yeah.
He was a rookie last year. Didn't
He's
get to
hurt
play
the whole
one
year, yeah.
snap, and then had over 1,000 yards rushing this year.
No, yeah, he was impressive. It was impressive to watch. So, I mean, I'm glad that they're finally good. Okay, go say hi, Uncle Brad. Say hi. Say hi. No, okay, bye.
No.
No, I think they're on the upscale, man. I think they're going in the right direction. I think it's good for the organization. I think that's been a long time coming. Now, if they just had that defense from 6 years ago, it'd be trouble.
Well, the defense is what won them the AFC South. It wasn't the offense.
Yeah.
Cooper shared with us the fact that the Jaguars had a total of -1 yards in the fourth quarter. And they scored 10 points.
Yeah.
Because of the defense.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what was your letter grade? And then we're going to ask you about the Raiders.
I'm going to give them a B as well. They're not a solid A. They're not a full-on C. We'll give them a B. I don't think anybody in the South deserves an A.
No,
that might be a common theme too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good enough. But on your way out, the Raiders are in probably change again. You've already mentioned Derek Carr finding a new address, whether that's Indy or somewhere else. The question is, what's next?
I don't know. I don't know where the problem is. Is it the new coach? Maybe.
Is it your owner with the wig sitting up
Is
there
it
with
the
Ice
owner?
Cube?
Who's worth more money than I could even imagine, and he has the worst haircut I could ever imagine. I mean, but he seems like that coach is the guy. That's the guy that he wants. And I don't really necessarily. I was excited about this year. Obviously, any Raiders fan would be. On paper, I'm 17-0. But there's got to be something said for having double-digit leads 4 or 5 times this year and losing all of those games. I don't know if that's a coaching thing, like you just let your foot off the gas, but it's an issue. I mean, Adams came out and said, "Hey, when you're up on them, you got to put your foot on their throat and stomp them. Keep on moving." But they didn't do it, and they had all the weapons in the world to do it. They played to not lose, and they lost.
Yeah, we've seen teams do that before in both college and NFL.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you're up by 13, 14 points, and you just stop what you were doing. And Lord knows the defense isn't good enough to do anything. So if you're not scoring 40 points, then you're not going to win with the Raiders. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if I don't think Carr is a bad quarterback at all. I think he's a top 10 quarterback. Just in that scheme, they did not like him. I think he was totally used to bring Davante Adams over, and they washed their hands of him.
So next year, Jarrett Stidham, rookie quarterback, or a veteran? What do you think it's going to be?
I mean, the news is we're getting Tom Brady.
Oh, you know where that news came from? It was from me.
And I do not want that.
Oh,
I was going to ask, how are you going to react with having pretty boy Tom Brady?
Tom Brady in the silver and black, man. Like, will he finally come out and admit that was a fumble?
no, dude, we said
Birds
that
is rolling over.
We said he would.
Grave. Goodness gracious.
He would die
Man,
a second
he'll
time.
come back and kill everybody.
God.
No,
But that's why I'm hoping it happens. Let's go.
Oh, my God.
am I going to deny a championship? Like, if the best quarterback ever comes to my team, am I going to be really that mad? No.
Yeah, but that
But I
was
can't
like
imagine.
5 years ago. The best quarterback.
I mean, yeah, give him to me when he went to Tampa Bay. Sure. Oh, I mean, I'll take it. But now it's more time. And then now the second rumor is if we don't get Brady, we're going to try to get
Rodgers.
Rodgers to him and Davante reunite in Las Vegas.
just be careful, because there was one team, the Washington Commanders, that was kind of in this position last year where they're like, hey, if we don't get Rodgers, then we'll get Russell Wilson. They ended up not getting either one of them, and they had to settle for Carson Wentz. Don't get stuck like the Commanders.
No, give me Stidham.
I think that's a better option.
Yeah,
That's definitely a better option.
Part of that.
Jeez.
Any part of that.
Well, we
I mean,
appreciate.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, what do y'all think? What happened to the Raiders? Let me hear y'all's advice. What y'all's opinion?
Well, so first, they're in the ultra competitive AFC West, where you have the Chargers, the Chiefs, Denver. We all thought they might have made some noise. They ended up being kind of fraudulent, is the word that I'll say there. I really think that the majority of it, I think, comes to coaching, is what I'm going to lean towards there. And whether they keep McDaniels or not, it's got to be a scheme thing, because I agree with you that they had enough pieces. They definitely had enough pieces to close out games up by 10 and 14.
Yeah.
So I'm my eyes turned to the coaching.
I mean, it's got to be a coaching decision, right? Like,
Yeah, if you
Like-
can't close out those kinds of leads, there's something wrong with the structure of what you're trying to do. Because you shouldn't be able to go up by 10 or 14 and just
Then all
leave it
hell
there.
breaks
Then
loose.
just leave it there. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't know if it's a defensive thing. I don't know. I don't watch enough Raiders football to know if the running situation is not really existent. I really don't
He had
know.
their leading rusher,
I have
Josh
no idea.
Jacobs.
the NFL was on the Raiders.
So that tells me that there's something wrong on the other side of the ball. Because that's the formula, right? You get up and you kill the clock.
Or did he start trying to kill the clock in the second quarter? And that's why Jacobs got so many rushing yards. They had the wrong scheme.
That is a fair point, because you still got to run the offense.
Run the offense.
You run the offense until you get 10 minutes left
into
in the fourth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's something wrong with the structure of what they're trying to accomplish. So I would go, it's probably a leadership issue as well.
It sounds like Paisley has nothing but tears for the Raiders as well.
Absolutely.
We all have tears for the Raiders.
Yeah.
I
Gee.
mean, I don't know what. I mean, just they get up, they lose. I can't really fully blame it on the defense, because the offense just stopped scoring also. So to me, it's a coaching thing, whether it's an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, or if McDaniels is calling the calls, then that's on him. I don't know if he gave Carr the ability to make his own calls. I don't know all the behind the scenes thing.
Yeah. It'll be interesting off season with them. One last thing, I'm going to give you the opportunity to give a parting shot to Parker, since he's not here to talk back to you. Do you have anything to say to Two-Tone Blue Parker?
Oh Lord, no. He knows too many facts for me to start talking. Oh yeah, Brandon. Well, this is like,
Oh, jeez. He
Yeah.
does that to us often.
Oh yeah, he gets all worked up. The vein comes out in his forehead, and it's
Yeah,
pretty
it does.
incredible.
he gets all excited about it.
Absolutely. Well, we
All
really
right.
appreciate you joining us tonight,
The
buddy.
Titans are not in the playoffs, and
Jeez.
Yeah.
he's sitting in the same place the Raiders are. So
Well, there you go. There's your
Whoa, there
parting
you are.
shot. Well, Noob, I appreciate
They're
you
just as
joining
good
us,
as the
man.
Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely. All
Just
right,
as
bud.
good as the Texans.
We'll let you get at it there. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Guys, down below, tell us what you think about Brandon's grades there. Were they fair? I mean, they were very similar
Very.
to Cooper.
I don't think they're going to be much different than what you and I are about to say.
I don't know. I think it's going to be about in the same vein for sure. Well, let's just start.
Go
at the top.
quick.
We'll just start at the top, because I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's already been
Yeah,
said.
we'll go quick.
Houston Texans,
Yeah.
absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
F-. You can't even tank right. You hired LovieSmith. Everybody knew it was a tank job, and he gave you the middle finger on the way out.
All of the above. Horrible team, but because the players rose up,
Mhm.
because the coach gave the middle finger
He wanted to send him out
to
with
the
a win.
leadership, I
Kudos.
acknowledge that.
Kudos to
I
you.
appreciate that. I'm giving you a D.
All right.
The Indianapolis Colts, this team,
Mhm.
me, a lot of us predicted the Colts to win the AFC South. I did. I'm a Jag man.
I know.
This team gets an absolute F minus. I mean, it's the worst score that I can give any of the teams in the AFC South because of expectation, then what they produced, but then their absolutely garbage decisions in the ownership with this coaching thing. F minus, the lowest score possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's me. I give it a double F minus. Because
The double F.
Because you're right. The expectations, which I don't know where the expectations came from in the beginning, but to have those expectations and to be one of the worst teams that I think we've seen on recent memory, and the amount of turnovers and fumbles that we saw from the quarterback position, with an all-pro running back, and you couldn't make anything happen. F minus.
Tennessee Titans coming in second place after starting 7-3. What do you think?
I'm going to go pretty hard on my Titans here. I'm giving them a D plus. I think that this season really was doomed from the night that we traded AJ Brown into the draft and the draft moves that we made, signing Robert Woods and everything we saw in the preseason. It is every Titans fan, whether they want to admit it or not, we could see the train wreck coming. I'm giving them a D plus.
I'm not going to use the injuries as an excuse. The injuries are the injuries. The Jaguars had to start a backup lineman. Did just fine. That's just they drafted better. Bulky of all people drafted better than John
the guy
Robinson.
that we've been hating on.
Started 7-3. Kudos to you there.
But the thing is it's not just about a 7-3 start.
No,
it's not about a 6-win finish for the Jags.
The GM,
the body of work.
Let's go the GM in the middle of the season, which I think caused chaos. I've been saying it on here that she firing him is upper management saying, I absolutely hate the players, think you're horrible. And it's not just because they lost to the Jags. I think I would have given them the score anyway, but I'm going C minus. It's definitely. I don't want them to get. I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't want them to because I'm not a Titans fan. But my fear is that the hometown team is going to be stuck in the middle. I think Tannehill is probably your best option, and to blow it all up doesn't seem necessary.
No,
I love your defense. I love your coach, but I think they're just stuck in the middle. But I couldn't give it a full C, so I had to go C minus.
I don't think they'll get stuck in the middle because I think they're finally going to say, Vrabel, what do we need to do? I think they're going to let him do what needs to be done. It sounds like to me. Tannehill's not a great option, but he's not the world's worst at the same time. Anyways,
Jags 9-8 after the Urban Meyer season.
I mean, look, again, finished fantastic. I want to be very clear that this is a judgment from a body of work. I think they finished hotter than most teams in the NFL. I think Doug Peterson has done great things, but I still consider them to be a pretty average team. I think the Titans, though, are a below average team. I think the rest of the AFC South are below average teams. I think there's some that are absolutely at the bottom of the NFL. I'm still going to give the Jags a straight C. But the thing is they were an F minus last year for us.
Yeah. I mean, the two-time defending number 1 overall draft pick.
Yeah.
That's how bad they were.
Yeah, and they were on track to flirt with that again. Whether you want to admit it or not, it was there.
They were 3-7.
So, I mean, my thing that I'm looking for them to get over the hump is consistency. Yeah, they finished hot. Can they do that over the course of a year? And that's going to come with experience at the quarterback position, which Trevor Lawrence is getting that. And he's got the right guy to teach him how to do this. The question is, can the rest of the team make things happen around him, and can Trevor continue to improve year over year? Not a bad grade. It's not an indictment. I think it's actually an improvement. I just think what it is they're not really being pushed by anybody in the AFC South.
Nope.
But I do agree with Brandon. The Titans-Jags rivalry it's back.
I love it.
It's back.
I'd want nothing else. Let it be our two teams every time.
Yep.
So much like I graded the Colts with the high expectation, and they finished low. Low expectation from all of us, rightfully so. I mean, we had no other reason to believe in it. Quarterback, running back, the defense is, I don't know. They're up and down. They definitely won the game, the AFC South championship game, but based on what was expected of them and then what they did, I give them B. I can't go higher.
There's no A in this AFC South.
It could be B minus, but it's like somewhere in that range. They got to be graded higher than the Titans, but if nothing else, just based on expectation alone. But I am still going to remain cautiously optimistic.
I think you're safe. And I think it's a good thing to do that.
I'm not going to be tooting the horn saying, "Oh, we're here for a decade." No.
You still got to prove it, right? Still got to prove it.
Show me. Those are our grades.
Those are the grades.
The grades.
Some other stuff happened though recently.
Yeah, we're going to do a little round table rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
One of us will bring up a topic and just give a quick thought. What's the first thing we think about? What's a topic?
National championship, college national championship. What if? How about just the college football playoff in general?
Georgia laid that lumber to TCU, and it was. Parker texted us saying that was one of the easiest bets he's done all year. The first half.
Oh my
Georgia
gosh.
-7.
Yeah, I mean. Look, that was embarrassing. I mean, the Big 12, as far as I'm concerned, is a joke. Big 12, Big 10. I mean, hey, hats off to Ohio State. Little did we know we were probably actually watching the two best teams in the country play in the semifinal. But what does this say about Michigan, who, had the score run up too? Against TCU. I mean, every time we turned around, whenever we were at the bar watching the game, it was like another score was being had by Michigan or TCU that night. But the national championship game was an absolute travesty. What an embarrassment. Something has to be done. I'm not saying I got all the answers for this college football playoff scenario, but I can tell you this. It is not entertaining to sit there and watch SEC teams go out there and absolutely embarrass some of these other conferences who claim to be as good or better.
Yep. My topic was...
Before we go, I got a graphic.
All right, show us.
Looky here. Looky. This was a Facebook post. I pulled it off the Vols 24/7. But it says, this bowl season, the SEC played the Big 12 champion, the Big 12 runner-up, the Big 10 runner-up, and the ACC champion. They were 4-0 and outscored them 204-48.
Thank you to our friends at 247 Sports 24/7.
Absolutely. Nothing else needs to be said. Moving on.
What were your thoughts about the Titans and their moves of firings and letting people go?
Well, it gave me a little bit. I felt a little bit of hope. It gave me a little bit of hope whenever we saw Todd Downing's face come across the screen and everybody found out that he got fired. It's what everybody has been clamoring about. It was obvious on the field that he was not putting together an effective offensive unit. Some of it was personnel, but hey, we had better personnel last year and we had the same problems a lot of times. We just had personnel that bailed them out. So I think the fact that we got rid of the OC, the offensive line coach, the defensive secondary coach, which is another big one, and one of the skill positions.
Special teams?
Yeah. But anyways, it gave me hope that the Titans were actually trying to do something to try to produce in this window that they have with some of the with a really good defense and a future Hall of Famer at running back.
And my reaction is this is what the Titans fans wanted.
Yep.
They wanted blood.
Be careful what you ask for sometimes, but we'll see how it turns out.
Another one that I had was there was a list that came out.
Oh boy, I love lists.
It was the players all-pro team.
Mm-hmm.
And from the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons was left off of the list.
That's interesting.
And I have a quote from Micah Parsons from Twitter. Man, I'm in playoff mode. That list. Congrats to those that made it, though. They deserve it. He ain't worried about no list.
No.
He's got his sights set on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yep. He's just worried about getting a win. Just got to win.
What's another one? What else you got? Anything else on your mind?
Oh, good Lord. What is it? Let's see. No, I haven't really been watching any basketball, so I don't know anything about basketball. Football wise.
Oh, here, football wise.
Yeah.
Tua. Tell me your thoughts about Tua. And his
this is
brain.
this is something that we're going to probably do an entire show of in the off season, because I think that these concussions that Tua has had this season are going to fundamentally change the way that the NFL looks at concussions yet again. Well, what is this, number 3 for the year? 3rd concussion? I think that next year, and we'll get into this on an entire show. We're going to have an entire show about rule changes that I think are coming. I think that they're going to change the rules about if you have 2 concussions in the same year, you can't play for 12 months. And I think that they may even say if you have 3 in X amount of time, you may not ever be able to play. Because I think that this is a huge deal. I mean, Tua's already probably going to get CTE because of this. I mean, I hope he doesn't, but I mean, good grief, it's not worth it right now. So
it's out that he's not playing this week.
I think we're looking at big rule changes in the offseason.
Here's one I wish Parker could hear. What is your gut reaction after I tell you this fact? Since 2017, Blake Bortles has the same amount of playoff wins as Aaron Rodgers.
I mean,
wow.
I mean, good grief.
That's 7 years worth. He's got the same amount of wins as Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers ain't going to get any wins this year either because they lost to the Lions.
Nope. Does he think he's going to get it going to the Raiders? Is he going to get it going to the Colts? I mean, come on.
Wow.
I don't know. A lot of people are really high on Aaron Rodgers, but
here's one.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
Indianapolis Colts. Report. The Colts are interviewing one Bubba Ventone for head coach.
Okay.
Who?
Yeah,
Who?
my reaction
Is that another friend of Irsay?
Is he a drug dealer or something? I have no idea.
Bubba Ventrone.
I have no
I hope
idea.
I'm pronouncing that right. Oh.
I have no idea. It's ridiculous. It sounds like DeAndre Hopkins might be on the way out in Arizona.
Yes.
A lot of people talking about him going to certain places. I'm going to tell you right now, as a Titans fan, you don't want no 40-plus-year-old washed up wide receiver. Trust us, we've been through that. Ask Tampa Bay what they think about that. Just saying. I'm not saying DeAndre's not a good receiver, but it's just, the risk involved and the amount of money you got to pay the guy. I just don't think that's worth going after.
Hopkins and his agents have said he wants to play for the Chargers or the Jags.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say Jags.
We ain't got no money for that.
What do you mean you ain't got no money?
No,
come on, man.
We already have Calvin Ridley in the bank.
Come on, we got to get Trevor some more stuff. We got to break the bank here. Shad Khan, let's go. Do a car wash, raise some money.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
I don't know.
I'll stick with Ridley.
I don't know. Well, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Unless you want to talk about golf. You have any live updates on your mind?
No. Well, I'll save that.
Save it.
All right, guys. We really appreciate you joining us tonight for another episode of DDS Sports Talk. On your way out, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below on YouTube. Give us a rumble on Rumble. Check us out on all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at DDS Sports Talk. You can download all the audio versions of these podcasts on your favorite podcasting platform. Newberry, final thoughts.
My final thoughts will be those of Tony Dungy. When Adam Schefter reported that LovieSmith is out as Texans head coach, he responded on Twitter saying, "What are the Texans doing? What kind of operation is this where you don't have any convictions about supporting the coaches you hire? Who is going to want to coach there if you might only get 1 year to implement your plans? 2 years in a row is ridiculous. We agree with you, Coach Dungy."
Yep.
The Texans front office is
from
garbage.
a very highly regarded coach. I totally agree. I do have a little bit of a rumor. I'm on the rumor mill about Live Golf. I've heard rumor that the Augusta National is considering allowing the Live tournament to have their own tournament at Augusta National. I only have one word for that, and that is blasphemy. Should not be allowed.
Before you hit it, will you give the fans a Duuuval?
No.
Oh,
I will allow you to say it after me. After my normal, you can give it. You have earned it, my friend. You sat around. You're a true fan from day one. You've never let up. But it is two-tone blue all the way. You guys be well.